What if they made a stoner comedy based on the Netflix documentary Evil Genius? Wait, they have? Oh shit. It's day 130 of 365, today's movie 30 minutes or less. I won't strap a bomb to you and force you to sign up for patreon.com/ticketstubmovieclub, but my movie club does have these daily reviews as well as monthly deep dives. Join the club and the conversation on our private Discord today. This was directed by Reuben Fleischer, who will be back on the Daily Sub review for Venom, so make sure you give me a follow if you want to check that one out. And it stars Jesse Eisenberg, Aziz Ansari, and Danny McBride, and boy oh boy is this a weird one to talk about. They would all tell you that this movie's not based on the real-life crime from 2003, but the rushed feeling of the movie and its location make me really side-eye that and wonder. Now, I went to see this because I've been a fan of Danny McBride for a long time. At the time, I was into him because of Eastbound and Down, and then more modernly, I love him because of Righteous Gemstones. Unfortunately, his back catalog does not always have winners, and this is one of those non-winners. I recalled liking this movie when I saw it in theaters, but I hadn't revisited since, so my 2025 rewatch was basically a fresh one. And watching in 2025 after having seen the Netflix documentary Evil Genius, I've just got a lot of questions. That crime went down in Erie, Pennsylvania, a location that I've been to before and is eerily just right across Lake Erie from where they filmed this movie. I know I just said Erie 3 times, but that's what this is making me feel. Now, I bring this up because if you're going to be doing a jet black comedy, my opinion is go all in. And instead, this movie hits the brakes really hard to give a happily ever after at the end. And I feel like that kind of a milquetoast ending is extremely unearned. And so if you're getting the feeling that I didn't like this movie, it's true, you got me. I'm not a big fan. But there is at least a couple things worth talking about here. So let's get into the 3 things that I at least liked about 30 seconds or less. The first thing that I really dig about this movie is Michael Peña. He is just a comedy icon, in my opinion. Everything that he's in, he ends up being extremely funny. His character in Ant-Man is a great example of just being a scene stealer in general. And we're talking about a Paul Rudd movie tomorrow, so maybe this is just kismet that we're talking about him in this movie. But there's a scene in this film after he's been shot in the neck with the pen gun where he's hyping himself up to pour alcohol into his wound, and the way that he just commits to the bit and does this full unbroken take is just so funny to me. Someone that can be that funny for that long of a take is really a comedic genius, if you ask me. His other scenes are also very, very funny, like him showing up to the drop, not knowing anything because Danny McBride's character is an actual idiot and didn't set up anything to work out well. That in and of itself is funny, but it leads up into this payoff with Danny McBride's dad, the Major, that is just so funny. It works so well. It's such an addendum, a side thing to the movie, that I feel like the side characters are having a better time in this movie than the main characters. Now, that's just my opinion, but I'm almost more interested in Sugar Milk and the Major and what's going on with them than I am with any of the main 4 characters. The second thing that I at least enjoyed about this movie is the stealing of a getaway car scene. These characters, and my issue overall with the movie, is that everyone's unlikable. And you can do a movie where everyone's unlikable. I actually enjoy things like that. For instance, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But this movie is going to ask us to be earnest with these characters in a super bad kind of way. The super bad characters are a little unlikable because they're high schoolers. They haven't figured this shit out. These guys are older. They're in their 20s. They're trying to figure their lives out. And yet every choice they make is so selfish. He takes a bomb to a school, right? He then later on takes a bomb to visit the girl that he likes, that is the sister of Aziz Ansari's character. Every choice that he makes is super selfish, and yet we're expected to like him. So the only time this really pays off for me is when he's trying to be extra nice while stealing a friend of the family's car. That scene works so well for me because they're so inept as robbers, right? They're not great people, but they're also not criminals. So they're not sure how to complete this task without trying to be extra nice to people that they don't know super well. There's a point where Aziz Ansari asks for a snack. That was the thing that really got me to break and laugh at this scene and the ineptitude of it. I wish there was more of that in the movie where they were just more generally nice and these things could have played out better, but because they're assholes leading up to the point of the robbery and then during the robbery sections of the movie, they're nice guys and then they switch back to being assholes by the end of the movie. It's just we've lost the jet blackness of this. Either have these really good people go through a jet black situation that pays off with maybe them dying to the bomb at the end. That's the ending I would have preferred. Or make them absolute assholes the whole way through so that we're starting to catch on to the fact that maybe they're better off in the criminal world than they are in our like non-criminal world. This movie wants to have its cake and eat it too, and it's just not working for something that's like based on real life as well. If you're gonna do that, go balls in. Don't like give me this half-assed happily ever after ending. But at least we get scenes like robbing their neighbor for a car that they can use as a getaway car. That really, really works for me. The third thing that I at least appreciate about this movie, and you'll call this one a cop-out, it's only 80 minutes long. Now, I'm finding a lot of this movie kind of offensive, but if you're going to be offensive, at least do it for the least amount of time actually possible for a feature film. They came in right at that 80-minute mark, add in the credits, that gets you to that 85 minutes for a technical feature film, and so at least they did that. There is an alternate ending and an after-credits scene, but even those are more happily ever after shit that I just don't give a fuck about. I feel like this movie could have been so much darker had they just killed everyone off with the bomb at the end. That's like the funny version. So the fact that we didn't get that leaves me disappointed in this movie, to say the least. But what do you think? How did you feel about 30 Seconds or Less? We're going to stick with comedies and go to one that I actually like. We're talking about Our Idiot Brother next, and I'll see you tomorrow.